welcome back to my channel. This is the Crafty Planning, and I'm having to do a little voiceover in these videos because at the time of recording these I had my niece and my daughter, so I had to do quite a bit of editing out of this. So for this video I am doing the very last week of May, the 26th through the 1st, in my catch-all planner, part of my Franken planner. So I'm going ahead and taking it out of the book, and what I will be using to decorate this week, after I, here in a moment, go through and mark out the Beatles, is I will be using the Seasons of Color sticker book. It is one of my favorites to use. It's got some very pretty seasonal florals in it, and I would love to find another copy of this book, but the last place I could find it was Hobby Lobby, and they are no longer carrying Happy Planner stuff anymore. So I don't know what I'll do. But what I'm going to do is I'm flipping back to the summer themed florals, and I don't have a whole lot left because I use this book a lot. So I'm just going to go ahead and attempt to tear out the pages of the ones that I'm going to use, and so that way I don't have to keep flipping through the book or anything when there's only just, a couple to a page. But so here in a second, I just cut them out of the sticker book, and then I set the sheets over to the side, and then I go back to try to find more that matches these florals that I'm going with. So I just take them out and add them to the sheets that I just cut out. I decided to go with this big sticker here because I usually cover up this box that's in this corner anyway, and I thought that this would be a very just a nice sticker to kind of put in the corner here to cover that up. And it's a really pretty quote, and it just makes for a good centerpiece, even though it's not in the center. So I'm just going to cut off the edges here to clean it up a little bit. And I don't believe I use the pieces of these just because they're so small, but it does clean it up real nice, and it covers up that box that I never use. So I've got the other quote over on the other side, and I'm going back through and just trying to find some more florals that matches these that I went with. It consists mostly of pink and yellow and peach, and I really like this big sticker right here. So what I end up doing is I cut it down the center, and what I do is I line them up on the sides here, and I kind of offset it a little bit so they're not perfectly lined up, but I put this one kind of a little more towards the lower of the page on the end part of the week, and then the other half I stick to the other side, the more beginning of the week, and I move it up just a little bit where it's kind of offset from the other side, and I think it worked out pretty nicely. At least I liked that. It kind of added a little more to the page. At least for me it did, and especially when I go in with the other books. So speaking of other books, I drag out my Rainbow Mega Sticker book here because I need functional, and that is the only thing about the Seasons of Color sticker book is it's all decorative, which is fine. I love the florals in it, but you do need functional, or at least I do. So what I want to do is I want to use more of the pinks, especially like your lighter pinks, and I want to go with a lighter green, and I kind of play with shapes here. So I go in and I just, especially according to my needs of what I need to put down for this week. So like this little half circle sticker right here, I go to put it down. Of course, I need to confirm which day to put down, but I use it to mark my husband's day that he has to work at his main job. And it's just enough of what I need to do that. And then I go in with a pink, and kind of what I want to do is go kind of back and forth, like a green and then a pink and then a green and a pink, to where all the same color isn't bunched up. So what I do is I take this little floral bunch here and I put it underneath the circle to just kind of add a little more dimension there in the middle, so that way it's not quite so bare. And I put that down for an appointment. And I start off, I put this checklist on Tuesday, but then I'll pick it up here in a second. This is where I'm figuring out, wait a minute, I don't think I need it on that day. So then I go to try to pick it up, and what I'll do is I'll move it over to Thursday, because we do have multiple appointments and things to do on Thursday and Wednesday, which the day that I'm editing this is not quite as busy, so I need to move it over there. And then I find just this another little circle here in light green, and I put it right here beside of the pink to just kind of offset them, and that'll be for the one appointment that we have today. And I'm just kind of going through, seeing what else I need. And we have something going on Saturday, so I put that there. And I use just this little twig of leaves here to kind of put in that corner. And I end up putting this little small one here in the corner. But you'll see here in a little bit, I end up changing my mind and putting something else there. And so I thought about putting this down, but I was like, no, I want more florals. So I just end up sticking it back in the sticker book. And you'll see I'm sticking it back in there, and hopefully it stays and I don't lose it. I do end up going for this big cluster right here, and I end up doing the same as I did on the other one. I cut it in half, and I end up, this is where I take that small one out of the corner off, and then what I do is I put the halves, one on the top part there and the other on the opposite page on the bottom, to kind of offset, but also add a cluster on each part to where it doesn't quite look as bare. Sometimes, especially if I don't have a lot going on or I just want a lot of decoration, I don't like to leave too much white left on the page. So that's what I did with this week. And I just put this one along the top. I end up scooting it all the way over to the corner, and then I go in and I cut it off to where it lines up with the end there, and then I use this piece that I cut off to stick in that top corner on the opposite side, because it was looking a little bare over there. And it's lined up good, and so then I just stick this little piece there in the corner, so that way it doesn't look quite as empty there. And everything's looking good. And so now it's time to go in and fill in the appointments and things that we have going on. So my daughter has a couple of physical therapy appointments this week, and she has some other therapy, and I'm putting in the other day that my husband works. Wednesday she has an orthodontist appointment, and then Thursday is the busy day where we have multiple appointments, and it might even be more busy before it's over with, but who knows. I am excited because I did upgrade my phone this week. I got a pretty sweet deal offer from my phone company that I couldn't pass up, and my phone was desperately needing replaced. So I took the plunge and upgraded. Not only did I upgrade, but I am, as they say, crossing over to the other side. I have been a Samsung user for many years, and just here lately I have not been as happy with the quality, so I'm taking the plunge and switching over to iPhone, so we'll see how that goes. But as you see, I've finished up, and I am just putting the pages back into my main Franken planner. I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. I love all the florals and the bright colors. But if you haven't yet, hit that like button and the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.